really important part of timpani playing is awareness of some of the basic timpani mechanics. In order for the timpani to work correctly, the head needs to be in the proper playing position, and that means that the lowest tone of the timpani is what the manufacturer prescribes as being the lowest tone for that particular instrument. So you need to know the diameter of the timpani that you're working with, and you also need to know the manufacturer, because sometimes the lowest tone varies from manufacturer to manufacturer. This is a 26-inch timpani, and it is made by Adams, and the lowest tone should be about an A natural. Now, when you hear this low tone, you're hearing it almost as an F sharp. But before I adjust it to come up to the A that the manufacturer prescribes, I also want to check the high tone to make sure that the high tone is the correct note. The high tone of this timpani should be an F sharp. And we have F sharp. So, because it goes lower than what it says, but it still goes to the note that it should go, and because the pedal is operating smoothly and is holding position, I'm not going to make an adjustment. But if your timpani is out of range, it's important to be able to make the adjustment. So prerequisite to being out of range is making sure that the head is centered up with the bowl itself. It's a very simple thing to do. Take credit card or some type of card like this, because it slips underneath the counter hoop and can get right next to the flush hoop of the head. You put a mark, and then you put that same mark on the timpani itself, and do that at 4 different points, and that will allow you to see at really a glance that your head is centered up. So once the head is centered up, then you're good to go with this next step. How do you center it up? So release the pedal to its lowest position, and if it looks like it's not enough on this side and too much collar on this side, you can put your hands underneath the counter hoop and just simply pull it one direction or the other. This one is centered up, so I'm good. Let's say you want to tighten the timpani head or loosen the timpani head. The way that you loosen, you just want to do it incrementally. And so it's really great when you have these tuning keys that have the large T handles. And what I like to be able to do is place my thumb perpendicular to the head of the handle, and that allows me to create some measurements. Here's what I mean. So lug numbers. To the left of the pedal, I have lug 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to start with lug number 1, and let's say I want to loosen the timpani head. I place my thumb so it's perpendicular to the length of the T handle, and I will turn the key counterclockwise, so if it comes to face with my thumb, I've literally moved it 90 degrees. Now, if I continue, I can move it 90 more degrees, and I've gone 180 degrees, and I've been actually pretty precise about that. If I wanted to just loosen the head a little bit, I probably would just go 90 degrees, so I'm just going to come back and do 90 again. And so I just tighten it just to do the 90. But then go to lug number 4, and the same thing, loosen it 90 degrees. Now lug number 2, loosen 90 degrees. Lug number 5, 90 degrees to the left. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Lug number 3, 90 degrees. Lug number 6, 90 degrees. So great method in being able to incrementally loosen the timpani head, and then it's just the reverse if you need to tighten it. So make sure that your timpani head is in playing position, that the low note is about the low note that it should be. Check to make sure that the high note is the high note, and if it is, all is good. If you are in playing position and then there is a problem with the pedal, it's not holding in one fashion or another, then that's another adjustment that is with the knob that's normally at the base of the instrument, and your manufacturer will be able to tell you what you need to do. But basically put, if your pedal is slipping back, you would tighten the knob, and if your pedal is slipping up, you would loosen the knob. But more often than not, any of the timpani issues, it's all related that the low note is not the correct low note, or within the range of that low note. So get close to that low note. Any of your timpani issues will probably go away with that.